Okay, so I'm actually going to delete this attribute off of my camera aim, and I'm going to actually move that onto my camera shake control. So we're going to add an attribute. This is going to be a float. A float from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 called camera shake. And then we are going to just add that. Then there's going to be my camera shake 2D. And that'll again be I believe this has to be a Boolean. So I'm going to just leave that as a Boolean. We're going to have a float for our camera shake 3D. Shake 3D. And then this will also be a 0 to 1. And that way we have a 2D camera shake, 3D camera shake option. Then we are going to go with our horizontal amplitude, horizontal frequency, we can add an offset. Sure, why not? Horizontal offset, vertical offset. And now we'll just do a vertical amplitude. Vertical amplitude, vertical frequency, and vertical offset. So these will be our handheld or our 2D camera shake moves. And then we will have our translate amplitude. And this is going to be our camera shake 3D. So our amplitude, translate frequency, translate offset, rotate amplitude, rotate frequency, and a rotate offset. All right, so those are all of our attributes that we are going to use for our camera shake. So our camera shake, the way this is going to run is I need to actually run, I'm going to create the expression first for our focus distance, because we kind of needed to set that up too. So our camera's focal focus distance, that'll be part of this camera shake, I guess. Depth of field, focus distance, create that new expression. Looks like I also didn't connect up my f-stop, so I have to do that in a sec. But this is going to be our distance dimension shape 1 dot distance plus our aim control dot focus shift. I'm missing an aim focus shift. So on our aim control, what did we call it? Focus shift. Aim control dot focus shift distance dimension. Let me make sure that this is right. Distance dimension shape 1. Dot distance focus shift. I call it focus shift. There you go. So it's just capital letter. All right, so that'll be my first part of my expression because I want to make sure that everything is actually named camera exp, and I have one expression that's going to drive everything. So we are going to use a noise variable for this. So on my camera itself, on my camera shake enabled, we're going to go and create a new expression, and I'm just going to grab this horizontal shake. So if I go back to my expression here, this horizontal shake is going to be equal to my camera shake control dot camera shake. I believe I actually capitalized it. Camera shake times camera. I'm going to just copy this guy over so I don't have to write it over and over again. Dot camera shake 2D. And that'll be my first thing. So either both of these are on or none of it works. and then times a noise of time times dot horizontal frequency. Let me make sure that that is what I called it. Horizontal frequency, yep. So these need to be multiplied together, but this time can actually be adding a cameraShake.horizontal offset. So that's 1, 2, and all of this is going to be multiplied by our cameraShake.horizontal amplitude. So perfect. So that is the entirety of it. So that's my 2D camera shake, and I'm going to just paste that over here, and then we're going to make sure this is all vertical. So vertical. Yep, all of that is fine, and then this should all be vertical. Vertical. And that way we can control which axis we want to actually be using. And let's check, oops, semicolons to indicate the end of our lines, and that's looking good. All right, so now we need to do the 3D camera shake. So the 3D camera shake is going to be pretty similar, except this one is, instead of it being tied to the camera itself, it is tied to this camera shake, translate X, Y, and Z. So camera shake dot translate X is going to be equal. I'm going to just copy this guy over. And instead of that being 2D, this one will be 3D. And this will be a noise, and it's very, very similar. So it's time plus, instead of this camera shake control vertical offset, it is now translate offset X times, same thing, but translate frequency X, and then times the same thing, translate amplitude X. And let's make sure we have our parentheses correct, because I believe we need one here, and we need another one here, and let's make sure I have the correct amount of them. One, get rid of the noise name. There we go. So that's perfect. Now I'm just going to copy and paste that. So that is my X, Y, and oops. Copy and paste. So that's X, Y, and Z. Rotate X, Y, and Z. So Y, Z, Y, and Z, Y, and Z, Y, and Z. So I guess technically we can come and finish the rest of that, but you can see those are all expression linked. I'm just going to copy this, and then go into my script editor real quick, because this has a search and replace function. So I can just go find, translate, and swap with rotate. I'm just going to replace everything in there. And I know I just need to change these first ones. Copy that guy, come back here. There we go. Oops, copy that. Camera gonna rotate X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. All right, let's just copy that over. Just want to make sure this is working correctly. And it's not, so we're gonna just go edit, expressions, and just replace that. There. Let's just delete that, and then we'll make a new one, I guess. Yeah, okay. I don't know why it's not connecting that up, but that's fine. Last thing is the space switcher. So let's add a space switcher. And this is going to be an enumerator. And we can just have this as world space. So world versus local. And then we can have the last one be an enumerator as well on our aim constraint based on our vector type. So we're going to go scene up, object up, or object rotation up. So world up type on our camera aim up type. So we had scene up, object up, and then object rotation up. So we're going to add that as well. And then this one will be nice and easy. So this is, we'll just go edit, connection editor. So world up type to my aim control or my aim constraint. And this will just go directly into my world up type. And then on my aim offset here, I'm going to make an empty group, and this will just be parent constraint offset, or space switcher, I guess we'll call it that. And the camera role is going to drive this guy with a constraint, parent constraint. I'm just going to maintain that offset. And that constraint, this constraint right here is going to be tied to this control. So connection editor, space switcher. By default, this is now local space. So if I move this, the aim moves with it. So at 0, it is local space. At 1, it is local space. And at 0, it'll be in world space. So my space switcher is just going to drive that guy now. So in world space, the rotations do not work, but in local space, they do. Okay, so perfect. And that's kind of it on the camera rig. We got to make sure that this aim has our camera roll's name in it. So the world up type here needs to be set to camera roll CTL, because that is the way that we actually have this object rotation. It's now looking at this object to determine which way up is. So yeah, that's the whole camera rig. From the camera offset to the camera shake. I'll figure out why this part of it's not working. It might just be weird. And we can always just try it as its own separate line, I guess, its own code. There's no expression to create. These are lies. It's weird that that part of it is just not wanting to add this to it. It's interesting. Okay, but yeah, that's the whole camera rig outside of the rotate on world space. So cool. I'll let you guys get to it.